Hey guys, welcome back to another Hidden Ones related video, and I got a bunch of new things to show you guys and a bunch of new exciting information that they actually showed us in the live stream. The live stream itself was like a kind of like anniversary for China. They were showcasing a bunch of games, not just the Hidden Ones. It was like 5 or 6 other games, but the Hidden Ones was the first to be shown. They showed us a bunch of new PvE things, a bunch of new PvP things, like the reworking of it. So without even wasting you guys' more time, let's just get right into the news. And the first thing I want to talk about is this boss mode that they're going to be implementing on day 1. And it's basically 3 people versus a boss. And for the longest time when I was playing, the earlier tests, I was wondering if they're going to be adding some kind of mode like this as the game, came out and the seasons went by. But I'm glad to see that they actually worked on this mode and they're going to be releasing it when the game is out. As you can probably see from the little clip that they showed us, it looks like the boss has a bunch of health, which is to be expected, and it even seems like the boss is a little bigger. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be staggerable, because if he was staggerable, it would kind of make the mode a little easier. Everybody just goes ham and just staggers him. But I'm actually glad that they actually worked on a mode like this. Like I said, I've been wanting / asking for a mode like this, so it's gonna be fun to play with you guys and even with other friends. Just going through and beating a bunch of bosses. Obviously this is not gonna be the only boss, but they only showed this boss. I'm sure like the monkey boss from the story mode is gonna be one of them, and a few others that they haven't even showed us. So I can't wait to actually see what they have in store for us. And with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the new rework for the 100 trials. So for 100 trials, as I said in my previous video, I wasn't really too excited to play this mode when we actually had the test, but they actually reworked the skill tree for 100 trials. So now you're going to be able to like make a specific build for each character and have him do a bunch of new abilities. Like for Chulong here, when you unlock a skill for him, or a specific skill, you're going to be able to dash. While you're doing your lightning dashes, the lightning actually attacks the enemies as you're dashing. So it's going to be a fun way to like play around and see what other skills / abilities they have in this. And they even showed us Suga Mang's ability, which when you unlock her ability, or at least this specific ability, when you throw a fireball, it's going to be coming out from a bunch of directions, not just one now. And it's kind of crazy to see a bunch of fireballs just come out and attacking the, entire arena. With this being implemented into the game mode now, I'm excited to see what kind of build people makes and to see what kind of, new abilities they're going to be adding to each character. So it's a win-win for that mode. Like I said before, I wasn't really too fond of the mode because all you really did was go through small sections of the campaign and just collect a bunch of gear and just pray that you have enough gear score to go do that specific level. But now they're having you do a specific skill tree for each character now, and each character is going to be playing a lot different than what other players are going to be playing with. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that whenever we get that. Now, did they actually show a small sneak peek of the new area from the campaign? And this area is actually new to us. We didn't really have this area to play with in the campaign, so it's good to see like something new at least for the campaign. Obviously it's just Chulong walking around and just collecting a bunch of collectibles, but okay, at least it's something new. Let's just go ahead and talk about PvP now. So for PvP, they actually reworking each character, so they're going to be playing a lot different from the early tests. Now for the abilities, I kind of feel like they were kind of like simple, right? In the end of the day, it is like a mobile game, so they have to be simple. But from what I heard, they're going to be making specific characters a lot more complex. Like for example, for Silly Billy here, he has the option to like go into his bag, and as he's doing that animation of him going into the bag, it's actually charging up his skill. So whenever he throws out his hammer move, it's gonna last a lot longer, making it so you're doing a lot more damage and just like playing a lot more different, to be honest, because obviously you have the option to like dig into your bag and make your skills a lot more better. So it's gonna be interesting to see what other reworks they're gonna be implementing to all the characters. So whatever character you had in mind in playing, and maybe even play the early test, expect your character, or your favorite character at least, to be played different when the game is out. And I'm excited to see what kind of changes they actually did to each character. So can't wait to do a video on all that to see all the changes of the characters. And another thing they actually showed us from the live stream is a sneak peek from the new character. They only showed us her ultimate move, which, you know, it's not that much, but at least we get to see a couple gameplay from the new character here, and she is looking fun to play as, to be honest. Now this character, at least for Chinese, you know, release, she is going to be free and playable on day one, so expect a lot of videos to be made by this character specifically. I'm going to be playing this character and seeing how she feels and stuff. Now that we have like the PvP rework, I wonder how she's going to be, you know, played. I'm not sure if they're going to be adding more than like 2 skills for each character, but I do know they're, you know, at least reworking a lot of characters to PvP. So they might add a bunch of gimmicks to the player, or the character I mean, like Sailor Billy. Instead of him just having 2 skills, he has the ability to charge up his skills now, make them a lot longer, making his like gameplay flow a lot different than, you know, from the test previously, obviously. Now for those of you who are asking if we got any release dates or anything like that, unfortunately we didn't. They only say to stay tuned and wait for, you know, further notice, but I wouldn't expect that we're gonna be waiting long. Hopefully, you know, before the end of the year. Obviously it's kind of like copium, you know, asking for that. I think the latest is like early 2026 is when we're gonna actually get the game, but you never know, we might get it before then. We might get it in, you know, in December. Hopefully we do. We're just gonna have to wait and see what they actually say, and expect a bunch of like game trailers to be released probably in this month, to be honest. Hopefully we're gonna be seeing a lot more trailers showing off new characters. Never know what they're gonna be releasing, and obviously hopefully they release some kind of, you know, release date in those trailers. But yeah, with that being said, that's gonna be all the things that they actually showed us in, you know, the live stream. I'll go ahead and pull up this summary of the live stream too, where it talks about how they added new weapons to the game. And if you're wondering weapons, it's the weapons that, you know, the mobs come out with. It looks like they added a bunch of new weapons, each one having their own style to the weapon, kind of like the hammer and the stick. They actually both play differently, so interested to see what kind of weapons they actually added. They talk about some other things which you can read here. It's kind of like a short summary of the live stream. But yeah, with that being said, I'll go ahead and catch you guys on another video, or even like game trailers if they do release some this month. I'm really excited for this game. Hopefully it comes out, you know, pretty soon, so that way we all can experience and play it. Even though it's only in China, you guys are gonna be able to play at least a version of the game when it releases in China, and hopefully we get some news for global as well. They still haven't said anything for global, so for those of you praying for global release, I really hope that it's really soon. It's probably not gonna be, you know, this year in December. It's most likely gonna be later on, you know, in 2026. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day or night, whatever it is when you're watching this video, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys on another video, whether it be a game trailer or just some more, you know, news that I find out. I hope you guys take care. Bye bye.